So my name is Brianna. I work for Yellow Tree Property Management. We're a management firm based out of the Twin Cities here in Minneapolis, St. Paul. We have about 1,500 different rental units in the city here. And we really pride ourselves on the customer and resident experience. I think my favorite part of working for this company is how much involvement I have. I have, a lot of involvement within our team, within our residents, within our properties, and it's just really rewarding to be able to find people their home and ensure that they have a great experience, from start to finish. Before we started working with TUK, we essentially just had our on-site staff. Our maintenance technicians would basically be assigned 1 week to be on call. That meant that they were on call for every building and every unit for that entire week. So it was slow response times because you only have one person, and then it wasn't a great resident experience. If you are, if you're experiencing an emergency, usually your emotions are heightened. There's some, maybe sense of scarcity happening. And so with only having one person assigned for 1,500 rental units, it just wasn't super effective. So we were looking at alternative options as a company to not only allow some work-life balance for our staff, but also, again, resort back to that resident experience and make sure that when there was a crisis, when something was going on, when it was 2 a.m. in Minnesota and they had no heat, that they had a line of defense no matter what time of day, and no matter the circumstance. Yeah, I think collectively as a leadership group, we were looking for a reliable company that we could trust, a sense of teamwork between the two companies. We wanted to make sure it was seamless for the residents and seamless for our staff. That was really important because anytime there's any sense of change, it ruffles a few feathers. It makes people a little scared. So we wanted to make sure that we could trust the people we were working with and that we felt confident in relaying those processes and procedures not only to the people that we work with at Yellow Tree, but also the residents and the other vendors that we work with, outside of the day-to-day as well. Yeah, I think the most helpful part about TUK's service and partnering with them has honestly just been the communication. We were really lacking on that before. There wasn't a lot of history or record of calls going through because it was going through to this call center, and sometimes the tech was getting to the right building and sometimes they weren't. So I really do think the most helpful part has been the communication because dispatch is communicating well with the resident and setting those expectations. The technician arrives and is meeting and exceeding those expectations of what was set by dispatch on the phone, and then we get the notification on the flip side so that we're able to step in and kind of offer a seamless transition for the resident. So ultimately, I think communication is huge no matter what role of the industry or business that you're in, but that's been the most impactful part for me and my sanity. I think allowing the work-life flexibility has been the biggest difference that TUK has made for our staff and our team. It's tough when our residents are feeling the burden of, an employee feeling burnt out or tired. And so being able for us to, prioritize our employees' happiness and safety and security in their own role within the organization, that leads to more, workplace productivity, happiness, and the residents feel that. So being able to rely and again trust a third-party company like TUK to be able to come in, seamlessly handle calls, take care of stuff when we're at home sleeping and there's 10 feet of snow on the ground is really, really the biggest impact that we felt.